So a lot of people, when they come into this content space, the coaching space, the course space, immediately to gain views and just put themselves out there, they start like blasting these like Lambo videos and these videos where it's more so lifestyle and it's just a, their life, right? It's only the cool parts of their life. It's not like the actual grind, sit at the desk, work 12 hours a day, or the actual stuff where that's going to help people. So that's why I want to talk about why value always wins. Why does value always win? Now, first of all, value builds trust a lot faster than anything else. I mean, bro, if you come across a video of someone with a Lamborghini saying, oh, I made it in life, and then it's just a montage of cooler clips. Yeah, it's cool, but do you trust him to build a business? Probably not. But if you come across someone who's explaining how paid ads work and what the best funnel is, you're probably going to trust that guy to build a business better than the dude with the Lambo. That's just my take on it. Maybe yours is different, but I think majority of people will agree with the take I just said. Like I said, it helps people actually solve problems and they'll trust you instantly. Because me seeing a clip with you or a Lambo is not going to do much. But if I ever thought about running paid ads, and anyone who's got a business has thought about running paid ads. So if you come across a video of someone teaching you or explaining the concept of paid ads and diving deeper, it solves a problem already. Even though that's not really what you wanted, it helps dig into a problem that you had. Even though it's not your current problem, it helps dig into that. And they just trust you a lot more faster. Number two, it creates a no-brainer offer. It shows people already that this guy knows what he's talking about, especially if you really do know what you are talking about and you're not just doing something just to look smart and just look like you know how to actually do the thing that you sell. Like I said, it ties back to the song. It helps people solve a real problem and they'll trust you instantly. It just, especially if you're selling a coaching offer or a course, if people come across that, they're not going to run and say scammer. I mean, today's time, if anyone comes across a Lambo video and there's a link in their bio, they're going to think scammer. But if you're actually showing off what you do and how you do it, it's going to solve it. It instantly just creates trust. And that's why these two are the exact same description, because it's the same sort of thing. It's value. It builds an offer. It creates the offer for you already. If you're selling something, it already kickstarts the selling because they know what you do, they know that you know how to do it, and they know that you know what you're talking about. So yeah, these two work hand in hand. Those two are probably the biggest ones. Number three, it separates you from the competition, especially if you have a very niched down offer. If it's super, super niche, there's less competition, and most of the people in those niches don't know what they're doing. And if they're just creating random content in a super niched area, most of the time people don't know what they're doing. So if you actually create content that is value-based, it just separates you from the competition. And especially in today's time, like I said, with everyone posting all these Lambo things and everyone immediately ties into the scammer tag, if you're different and you create actual value content, it separates you and it puts you in a basket that isn't, oh, the general guru, buy my course sort of thing, because that's not what you want. Yeah, like I said, anyone can copy tactics, but genuine value shows people that you actually understand their problems and you actually understand the business. Because let's be honest, if a viral audio goes crazy, right? If a viral audio just hits everyone's pages, every guru and their mother is then remaking that video. I know that because that's what we do as well. Even though I'm preaching your why value always wins, sometimes clients just want reach, and when we see something viral, we copy the tactic. There's nothing wrong with that. It works, and sometimes if that's what the client wants, that's what you do. So yeah, but value, it ties into, it shows people that you actually understand their problems, and it shows that you actually understand the business model that you're preaching. Number four, it filters for serious buyers. This one here I also really like because a lot of the times, if you don't really care about scaling your business, you're not really gonna watch a video about someone teaching you how to scale a business. You're probably gonna scroll past. You're not gonna really focus for that. But if you actually do care about it, you're gonna watch the video, and it really gives you a good idea of who this person is, what they can do, and how they do it. And if you follow, boom, that helps you sell to that person, right? Like I said, value attracts people who are actually buy and get results, and then it just compounds in the long term. Because if you're actually getting serious buyers, not only is those buyers that will actually follow what you say and do what you say, and then in the very big term, in the very long term vision, You could use those as client testimonials to add on to the value videos, and it's a big road ahead. But yeah, just to dial it down again, it's filters for serious buyers, people who actually want to grow, not people who just want to get rich quick, right? Time wasters will ignore it, like I said. But now with value content, there is also cons, but I like to say short-term losses for long-term gain. Very important. Short-term loss for long-term gain. Always remember that in business, and especially in the content world. Number one, it lowers views and your reach initially. This is the truth. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to get 1 million views. You're probably not going to get 500,000 views. You're probably going to get like 1,000, 2,000, especially if you're a really small creator and you're just starting. Maybe not even the thousands. But like I said, short-term loss for long-term gain. Eventually, as the people come in, they'll go back on your profile and they'll just see value. So yeah, less engagement compared to entertainment content. You're probably not going to get a lot of comments. You're probably not going to get a lot of shares, because like I said, especially if you're doing a really niche offer, there's only so much you can really farm out in the beginning, right? But like I said, once again, short-term loss for long-term gain. As people stack up, as the people come in, they're just going to see, holy shit, this dude knows what he's talking about. It takes much longer to blow up, go viral, sort of same 1 year. It's going to take a lot longer. I can guarantee you. There is instances where it does happen and you grow a lot faster, but majority of the time, unfortunately, it is going to take much longer to blow up and get like a first viral video. But like I always said, short term for long term gain. Smaller audience overall. This is good and bad. Bad because your reach is very low, but also good because you sort of create a bond with them, and whatever you put out there, it's gonna have a much more positive input instead of negative input. Because if you have a very broad audience, you're attracting a lot of negative input. But when you have a smaller audience and you've already warmed up that audience, it's going to be more positive. The comments are going to be more positive. The responses are going to be more positive. The story replies are going to be more positive. Everything just sort of builds on that. And sometimes it's better to have a smaller audience. And especially in the course coaching, it's likely most of the times is I've seen people with small audiences make a lot of money, much more than some people with big audiences. And then number 5, sorry, it requires more effort and expertise to create. Like I said, you need to know what you're talking about, and it takes longer. Example, to make this video, yeah, it took me some time to come up. It took me some time to put this all on a board. Not that long. But if you're making a much longer video, if you're making a much more in-depth things, maybe about paid ads, maybe about scaling, maybe about like really big business problems, it's going to take more effort and time to create it. But like I said, short-term loss for long-term gain. In the long term, this is going to stack up over time. And if you create YouTube videos, people are going to go back to those YouTube videos and learn so much and then DM you for more help, because it becomes so much information. So yeah, that's the overall reason why I think value always wins. Look here, there's nothing wrong with doing both. I always tell clients, do both, do value and do lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with doing both, because you're getting the best of each half and you're still getting the cons of each half. You might as well do 50-50 than 100. But that's my personal opinion. Value plus the lifestyle always works together, but always choose one that you want to do more of. I would always say do 60 to 70% value and 30% lifestyle. But yeah, hope this video helps someone. If you feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, this is just from the last video. 35 million views, 60 million views, 100k followers, 5.3 million interactions, 1.8 million views, 91,000 interactions, 20,000 comments, 385k profile views. This is on a talking video, by the way. This is not like a lifestyle video. This specifically was a talking video. This was half, like I said, the 60, 70-ish to 30-ish ratio. But yeah, that's why value always wins. And then as always, follow for 10 years of good luck.